So first up, those of you who know me know that I was raised in Raleigh, North Carolina. So since I'm away from my original hometown, this is my new hometown, but I'm away from my original hometown, I always love to connect with people who have ties to North Carolina. And I'm glad to announce that our next speaker is from, and lives in Raleigh, North Carolina, and she is with Google, and she's with Community Engagement. And we want to welcome Tia McLaurin Bethea.
No excuses. I love the song. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Tia McLaurin Bethea, and I'm the Community Engagement Manager with Grow with Google. How many of you all remember us coming here in March? I think I see faces. Good. And I just want to come back because so much good work has happened, and we just want to share a little bit about what's going on and how we're connected to the space. So Grow with Google is our initiative to help drive economic opportunity for everyone across the US. The initiative provides the best of Google's trainings and products to be able to share to build economic opportunity around preparing people for work, helping them grow their businesses, and helping them start new companies as well. But let's really look at what the economic and opportunity gap looks like across the country right now. Fewer than half of 18 to 25-year-olds believe their education is preparing them for the future of work, for jobs today and tomorrow. And that, in part, is because we need employers that can change as fast as our technology does. Only 1 in 3 jobs in 2020 will require skills that are common today. Employers are struggling to find employees with the skills they need. This is resulting in about 6 million unfulfilled jobs, yet 7 million Americans are unemployed still. Youth are hit hardest, 12% unemployment rate, a 7-year high, and youth are missing the skills they need for employment. So Google has a series of programs that we put into place every single day to help students, and we want to prepare them for the future, specifically around computer science. And it's not just coding every day. It really is about those digital skills, and we partner with groups like Kentuckiana Works and Louisville Urban League to be able to do this. And we focus on many youth each year, millions of youth, with a strong focus on underrepresented and girls. Programs like Made with Code help young women consider how they could be creators, not just consumers. The Google Science Fair is a global competition where teens can use STEM to solve problems in their communities, and we are using research to uncover obstacles and biases. We are conducting support research with attorneys, and we use all types of students from across the US to be able to think about how do we broaden the learning opportunities for students. And a lot I'm going to talk about today is around applied digital skills, and it's a phenomenal digital literacy curriculum that we're putting into place that connects real-world use to technology. But it's important, before we start to talk about the digital divide and literacy, we really need to define what that is. And I think of it as a 3-leg stool. And the first part is around devices. If you don't have a computer, if you don't have a tablet, you need more than just a cell phone, then you really won't get connected anyway. If you don't have access at home, and we don't mean just using your smartphone to connect a little bit, if you don't have high-speed broadband at home, you're at a disadvantage. And the third part is around relevancy. If you don't care and it doesn't matter to you anyway, if you just think using social media or that you can just do a search on Google is enough, then we've already missed the boat. So we need to connect all 3 of those pieces before we can really dig into digital literacy. And I'm really excited that Louisville does that really, really well. I've seen a lot of programs across the city that aligns these 3 things to be able to serve people right where they are. And I mentioned applied digital skills just a moment ago, so let's take a quick look into that program and how we're really digging into digital literacy.
The role of schools has changed drastically because of the use of technology. It's no longer sufficient to be just a textbook and paper classroom.
Applied digital skills is like a website that you go on and it'll give you a task and work you through it using videos.
At the end of the video, it's going to have like a list. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. So you're going to do it yourself.
Employers are looking for students that have the collaboration skills that a lot of them are not coming out of high school with. This program feeds right into that need.
I thought You're like typing like no cute.
Very seldom do you have a project that engages all of your students all the time. And the applied digital skills seems to do that.
We do more mostly fun activities like I say dream vacation, Paris, the city of love. I really want to go there.
The video material gives me more freedom to interact one-on-one with my kids. To have that kind of relationship with them is what makes my classroom one of their favorite classes.
We can be ourselves and have fun, you know? Just like
It's teaching so many of the skills that our kids need once they leave high school or even start jobs in high school. From the critical thinking to the collaboration to organization skills, all those things are wrapped into this program. And to be able to utilize that across the board at all schools, I think would be invaluable.
So we are so thrilled about this program and want to share a little bit more with you. So Applied Digital Skills is a free video-based curriculum that teachers can access ready to use with lesson plans right now, and it aligns to state standards. Students gain invaluable skills that prepare them for the real world, and the curriculum is built for middle school, high school, and adult learners as well. There are more than 120 hours of interactive project-based lessons. Learners come away with finished products like resumes, budgets, but most importantly, they walk away with new digital skills. You heard this morning about the youth in Louisville completing their G Suite certification through the pilot project. Well, this is the first step to that. And when I tell you Louisville has bought in, we are excited about all the work that you all are doing. You're really at the heart of this work. We introduced Applied Digital Skills at the Grow with Google tour in March, and you all are go-getters. We have librarians, teachers, students, Metro leaders, all have jumped in to use this free training to prepare students and adults alike. And the work is just beginning. So I want to tell you a couple of stories of things that have happened so far. So Sam Johnson, who serves as a director, a youth development director at Louisville Urban League, in his words said, "One of the programs we offered high school students is called Project Ready, which is a college and career exploration program. During the summer, we offered Project Ready to students going on a 4-week camp full of college tours and visits to organizations to expose them to different STEM careers and jobs. The program also provided academic enrichment opportunities to assist in reducing summer learning loss. We decided to add Applied Digital Skills to the curriculum. We asked our students to complete the courses on resume writing and creating a presentation. What we didn't tell them is that with our partnership with Kentuckiana Works and Grow with Google, each student will receive a Chromebook at the end. Altogether, our students watch the digital skills videos, then they use the computer labs to create their presentations. To be transparent, most of them have never used these Google tools, so there was a bit of a learning curve, but we were so impressed by what they came up with. We feel our students are ahead of their peers due to this experience with Applied Digital Skills. Nearly 70% of our students live in low-income housing, so the kids, and especially their parents, were excited and grateful for the Chromebooks that they received for the beginning of the school year. And Jefferson County Public Schools and Kentuckiana Works and Grow with Google are all working closely together to be able to do this with hundreds of educators and thousands of students across the county and the metro. And last night at dinner, Mayor Fisher, I'm sure he talked to many of us, asked us to challenge you all. So here are my 2 challenges. Number 1, visit grow.google so you can see it for yourself. Number 2, be competitive for your hometown talent. Grow with Google has invested in these programs to build economic opportunity to support Americans right where they are. Now, we need you to lean into internships, apprenticeships, into consortiums to hire students and adults as they build these digital skills. We are proud to partner with all of our partners here in Louisville, specifically Kentuckiana Works, and we can't wait to see what happens next in the metro. Thank you so much.
Next up is a lady who has more passion and commitment to making sure that our high school kids are transition ready than I think anyone I've ever met. She is the Energizer Bunny for JCPS when it comes to making sure our high school seniors are empowered, prepared, and ready for the future. I'd like to welcome now Christy Rogers, who is the Assistant Superintendent for Transition Readiness, one of my colleagues at Jefferson County Public Schools. Go, Christy.
I don't know. My office staff had a lot of fun with this. They picked that music. I wanted jock jams or something. I'm an old basketball coach, right? I'm just humbled and a little nervous. You know, I'm representing JCPS, Dr. Marty Polio, the school board, thousands of educators that are working with our schools every day. I want you to take a quick glimpse at the screen to see JCPS. If you don't know us, I want you to remember who we are. You know, I'm proud to say we teach 1 in every 7 students in the state of Kentucky. We have 120 different spoken languages in our schools. We have enormous challenges. 65,000 kids ride our buses every day. We serve 100,000 meals, 120 school sites. And my job is to not sleep anymore. My job is to get every student transition ready. And everything you've heard so far, you're going to see pieces of that in the work that we're doing in JCPS. But we are a minority-majority district, and we're proud of that. And everything we're doing, Dr. Polio challenges us every day about equity. It is a major pillar of our work to ensure that everything we put in is equitable, that this is not for those students or these students or that zip code or this school. It's for all kids in JCPS. We've listened to our community. We know there's a huge skills gap, and we're working to address it. And we want to change for better outcomes. We need to produce a better graduate that's prepared to go. And the Academies of Louisville is a major initiative. You've heard many times. I'm so proud that you've heard them say Academies of Louisville. We are trying to disrupt how we do business in high school. You know, how you went to school and I went to school, it's not the same anymore in JCPS. And we are trying to transform what we do with the students that we have so we have better outcomes for you. We want them to enhance professionally and collegiately, and we want to elevate. We think we are economic development. Where'd the mayor go? We are economic development. We have 6,000 graduates running out of our schools every day or in the senior year, and we want them to be high-skilled and ready for work and college. We want both. And our brand promise, just like everybody else, is that we get them ready for life, right? College, career, and life, and that's what we're going to do. You know, 1 year ago today, just about, we sat with Academies of Louisville, and we had 13 or 11 high schools and 13 partners. 13. And today, we're over 100 signed business partners that are working inside our schools. Yes, yes. This was our signing day a year ago, just about a year ago now, and over 100 partners are inside our high schools owning them. I'm not allowed to say Nashville anymore. Dr. Polio, you know, just forbids it. We are blowing them out of the water, and we are going to be a national model. This says 85 partners. We've well exceeded that. 14 high schools and about 17,000 students in our pipeline across our community. These are the high schools that are wall-to-wall career academies called the Academies of Louisville. That means every child that enters our school will go into a career-themed academy. We know that freshman year is really important, so we've developed in all 14 of our high schools a strong freshman academy with a dedicated principal and a dedicated counselor with a career exploration course so we can really take a deep dive in who they are and what they want and what are their hopes and what are their dreams and what are their goals, so maybe we can get the right kids' butt in the right seat studying the right things so they come out and have a better life. And then they move into a high-level career academy where they're studying engineering or aviation or administrative support or IT or manufacturing or health science. And I'll share a little bit with you the numbers. These are the current numbers in our school system. We are so proud of them. Quickly, in our business academy, 2,600 students in the pipeline. Hospitality, health science is one of our largest, 2,400. That's no surprise to anyone. The business partners, Norton Hospital, and all of our partners helping us grow because we are a health town. But we know the challenge is IT as well. We need more educators. When we post a job to open an IT position, we don't have the teachers. I'm looking for someone who's retired in IT that wants to come back. We can convert you to a teacher in a matter of a month and you're in a classroom helping young people grow. So that's a challenge, but look at those numbers in STEM, early childhood, public service, health science. These are wall-to-wall career academies in 14 schools trying to meet the needs of workforce, and we're fired up about it. We're building experiential learning. It's hard on this slide. I go really fast, but we want you to know that this is for all students again, that we get them in the 8th grade, JA Inspire, 8,000 kids. Because of your investment in junior achievement and JA Inspire, our kids go there and learn about careers. We have a K through 7 program, every 5th grader in the city going to BizTown to learn. So we are constantly putting these engaging opportunities. I guess I'm so fired up when I got a call, where are you? And I was somewhere in the city. Come to UPS. The Valley students are working on conveyors with tools in a job shadow, and I roll in there, and it's great. I'm like, can I drive a plane? And they're like, no, you cannot. But it was amazing to go in there and to see those students a little awkward, a little nervous. You know, they don't work with their hands and their tools in their homes. And to watch those master mechanics and engineers work with those young people, and by the end of the day they were outstanding, and they fed them lunch and they gave them a toolkit, and it was just incredible. These are the experiential learning opportunities that we're building in for all students in all sectors. We need more of those experiences. That's where we need you. Our goal is that every student have an industry field trip, a job shadow experience that culminates into an apprenticeship, a co-op, or an internship. We work closely with Michael Gritton. We meet weekly with GLI and Kentucky Works to help drive this work. And we're going to put those kids to work in their senior year. The high school principals want them out of their building at the senior year working with you. Help us, help them, help you. And we need you. So we're fired up. You know, our students are going to Humana and IT and touring. I'm just going to give you some quick shots here. We've built electrical classrooms because there's needs people. We need those skill trades, right? So it's about IT, but there's a lot of fundamental careers. This is inside of Moore High School. This is a brand new electrical pathway lab to help real skills. You know, they're going to make big money because everybody's got gray hair in that industry, and we need to have a pipeline for you. This was an old shower at PRP. Michael Gritton's a PRP grad. This was a girls' locker room that we converted into a state-of-the-art welding lab. The students built those welding centers, and we're placing those students in those careers. There's still a need. I look at the bridge out there. KFC, the Yum Center, our students they've put in an online learning lab there as a partnership with them. They're going to hire our students and summer interns in IT. It's just enormous. There are so many business partners. Can't even mention them all, but check this out. UPS threw down the gauntlet with our business partners and said, all right, we need industrial maintenance techs, not just for UPS, but for all manufacturers and all industry in our region, and put this little piece of equipment in. And this credible, that's inside a high school in Valley High School, and there are young people that are leaving other schools to get to Valley to study this exact program. And then they're learning that during their day, and then going out to UPS and Job Shadow. So it's an amazing investment. UPS, the partnership, can't even measure what it's meant to the students at Valley. I cried that day, and Dr. Polio called me a wimp. He's like, are you crying? Yes, I'm crying when you see a young man of color say, I'm coming to school because now I'm engaged and I know where I'm going. It touches your heart, and if you're not breathing, if it didn't touch you, you're in the wrong business. But I just need more, every student. And then GE said, whoa, UPS, no. We're coming to the table, and we're coming at you with a GE two-a-day. This young man has lost his father. He cried at the podium to say, I'm going to leave Doss High School 2 days a week, Monday and Friday, and I'm going to work in manufacturing. I've been in that pathway, and I've been training, and I have industry certifications. And my father and he taught me to work with tools, and he just passed, and it's hard on my mom and I. But he's going to have a full tuition reimbursement because of the GEA two-a-day. It's incredible, and that is at Doss High School. And they're getting ready to install this whole system for students to train on and learn about in engineering, manufacturing, technicians, electrical. It's just crazy awesome, crazy awesome. And we are going to be recognized. We are going to be the largest public or private employer that has the most career areas. JCPS was just recognized. The board passed it a few nights ago, that we are going to be an employer. We're going to hire our own students at JCPS as well. You will. We're going to grow our early childhood and put our students in our early child centers, and our culinary kids in our food service program, and our maintenance mechanics in our bus compound. We're going to grow our own. Derek Ramsey will be here on January 18th to present a certificate to Dr. Polio, but apprenticeships are the name of the game. We need more spots. I've got 6,000 seniors coming at you. Where are you? We need you. We need you. And these are our Academy ambassadors at every, oh my Lord, 1 minute. Academy ambassadors that we train these young people to meet and greet. If you would like to tour an academy, we would love to host you. And how do you scale digital conversion with 100,000 kids? One kid at a time, one computer at a time. They're doing Google search all day. My phone's burning up. They're passing them up like crazy. Technology is in play in JCPS with the Google. I won't go there, but you can see that we have digital equity, digital citizenship, lots of programs going, thousands of iPads in place, and we will be one-to-one before it's over. It's exciting. The digital transformation in our IT programs are incredible. We're pushing high school kids in pathways, but we're building that digital citizenship K through 9, so when they roll into those high-level computer science, computer programming, networking, that we're ready to go and those kids have those skills to do that work. This was just our Google training, and I've got to share the backpack. JCPS Backpack of Success Skills, all those soft skills that President Neely talked about to us, our students are recording their work in a digital backpack to think and learn differently. It is so exciting. They are showing and demonstrating effective communicators and collaboration. And, oh, I'm out of time. And it's so exciting. But it is our new normal. It is our new normal in JCPS. And we are powered with Google. Keep going. I got a thumbs up. Great. Thank you. I'm sorry. But this digital backpack powered by Google that every JCPS, equity, every JCPS will put their body of work in their Google backpack, and then they will demonstrate their mastery of this backpack skills and public defenses in the 5th grade, 8th grade, and 12th grade. Can you imagine? And they're happening every day. My phone is burning up. When they stand before a panel like you and say, I am an 8th grader, and I am a globally competent citizen, and here's the evidence of my work in their digital backpack. It will go with them. If you hire any JCPS student from this day forward, you need to ask, what's in your backpack? They will show you their digital backpack, that they are collaborators and communicators. This young girl just did a defense yesterday, and she said, I didn't know I was globally competent, but I can do sign language. And I play the ukulele where my mom works at the Masonic homes to older people and elderly care. And I collaborate with my teammates at school for various reasons. This digital backpack is amazing. It will be our 60 Minutes moment. It's just awesome. Dr. Carmen Coleman, our Chief Academic Officer, brought this to JCPS, and it is the vision. There it is. Show you little sites. Those students will fill those backpacks full of information and evidence of their work. We have a digital innovation team that's working throughout our schools, in every school, in every classroom, to make sure we're poised and ready. The mayor wants more IT. We're coming at you, Mayor. Look, we're coming. We're coming. And we know that we're just starting this work, and it's going to take a while. We will ensure that our students are prepared, empowered, inspired. JCPS is alive and well. We are transforming and disrupting how we do school. Don't give up on us. We're coming under the school board and Dr. Polio. It's a new day at JCPS.
Our next presenter is Mr. Paul Diaz, the former president and CEO of Kindred Healthcare, who is now a partner at Christy & Company, which is a private investment firm that's headquartered in Chicago. Paul is also the chair of the advisory board, the Kentuckiana Works, SummerWorks jobs program for our youth. He's here now with a message about the importance of youth employment. Please welcome Paul Diaz.
So it's great to be here. I want to just hit a couple points because I know we want to do a little Q&A, and most importantly, you're probably all hungry and ready to eat. So I just want to talk about three things. One, what you've been talking about all day. You know, work matters and preparation matters, but I guess I want to point out a story, and I was told that I should include my own personal story about just the importance of that first job, the importance of getting into a place where you can develop relationships, where you can see patterns and behaviors that you can then, mimic and repeat later in your life. And I think that's lost sometimes because, let's face it, work is not fun. Work is not particularly glamorous. You all be lying if you didn't. My job, I know my wife used to say, oh my God, you've got this great CEO gig and you go to meetings and I'm like, it's just work, baby. Sometimes it's just not that fun. And so part of what I think we have to help young men and women understand is you got to make your stand and start doing work and start like you do in music and sports and other things. You gotta start doing reps. You gotta start getting out there and learning what work looks like and how getting along with others looks like and following directions. And sometimes that means starting with just a summer work job maybe. We'll talk about that. For me, so I was raised by a single mom, 3 boys, first generation American. Nobody had gone to college. And that's, the great promise that America is. But my mom was working as a billing assistant at a hospital in Miami. And so she said, we need you to work. You got to come, so I'll get you a job in the central supply and maintenance department of our hospital. So I was 14 years old, and for the next 6 years, I worked in every little part of that hospital. Central supply, I became a pharmacy tech. If I didn't need a degree or a license, I kind of did it in that hospital. And who would have thought that, 20 years later, by the grace of God and a little luck and fortune, I'd be running 150 hospitals all over America. Actually, I didn't run them. We had just great people. But what I learned in those jobs is how important all those jobs were, how important culture and building teams and respecting what everybody did in those jobs mattered. And a lot of companies have come to understand that if you don't build culture around teams and meaning in all aspects of the job, I was at Johns Hopkins the other day and we were talking about it doesn't matter if you have the best academic medical center in the world. If the nurse on the floor, if the orderlies don't feel engaged with helping those patients feel good about the fear that they're having in their treatment, it isn't going to matter. So it taught me the importance of relationships, it taught me the importance of starting and respect in all jobs. So I think that part of what we got to do for youth is to help them understand you got to put a stake in the ground. You've got to develop relationships and you've got to learn about work is tough, but what it could mean if you build on that. And so, that's my little journey and what happened to me, because then I got excited about it, and I said, all right, I guess I better get a degree, and I borrowed money, and I attended bar, and I scrapped all that stuff together like many of you did. But today, I'm excited about trying to figure out how do we create that same starting point for young men and women, all over the city, and particularly those young men and women like me who I had no role models. There was nobody, going to college, but I saw that at work. I got to talk to the nurses. I got to talk to some of the doctors. I got people who I start watching the patterns and the behaviors and even the language, and so we got to get these kids not only doing these JCPS programs, but finding out how we get them into those starter jobs so they can develop those habits, those patterns, and hopefully some passion to do stuff that can be really meaningful in their lives. So SummerWorks is a little piece of what we think, and I'm pretty passionate about, we can do to help start that process. Getting that first job, hopefully that next summer finding something that aligns with their interest, but we all need your help. We need more people talking about SummerWorks. We need to find more jobs. We got to continue what we're doing with JCPS in terms of linking the academies to these jobs. And we're just really excited to be part of this discussion today and having an opportunity here to champion SummerWorks. So I know we have to leave time for Q&A, and I promised I was going to be real quick. I could talk for another 30 minutes, but let me turn it back to the rest of the group.
I don't know if all of ours, Christy, you're back there, and T, if you guys can come up here for our question and answer portion. So if you came in a little bit later, and I think the instructions are going to be up here for Slido. So we want this to be interactive, and instead of kind of passing the mic around the room, we would like to have you guys go ahead and go to Slido, follow the instructions on the screen, enter the event code, Talent Lou, and you can see the questions will pop up on the screen. All right, so our first question. What kind of AI applications do you envision to help connect people with all kinds of careers, not just computer-savvy folks? This is for Tia and Google.
Great question. Stay tuned. There is a really cool project that is coming down the pipeline that really thinks about career pathways that will help. Additionally, right now, if you take out your phone and you look at jobs near me, it's a nice new resource that Google has started where you can actually find the skills that you are looking for, or you can find a job right near you, just like you would search a restaurant near me, and it will outline the job. It aggregates data from all over to show you what skills you may need, how much money you can make in these positions. So lots of great things that are right around the corner for you.
Thank you. Maybe not. So tell me more about, I have a question though. So I'm excited about Google certification for our young people. So what does that mean when you get Google certified, and what can you do with that in the future?
Another great question. The G Suite certification is new. We should not be talking about this, but we will because we're in a safe room, I'm sure. Friends, total friends. But you're learning all the skills about how you can use Google tools, which are really replicable with other applications as well. And they're connecting it to real world use to be able to say that you're proficient. You're not just comfortable, but you're confident in how to use these tools in the real world and apply it to a job or a trade and use those skills to be successful.
Thank you very much. All right, Christy, this one's for you. How do students determine what pathway they would like to pursue?
You know, we are trying to develop a K through 16 approach. So we start talking college and career awareness in elementary school with built-in systems to help students start to explore college and career. And then middle school, their individual learning plan begins, and it's a heavy, deep dive in everything about career, personal exploration. So then they go again in the freshman academy and they take a course again and they tour and see and field trip. And then ultimately they'll have to make a decision to at least take a deep dive in one career path. We're very careful to say, if I take a deep dive in healthcare, that's not saying I'm a nurse forever. But the best thing is I had a graduate say, you know, I did 3 years of nursing, Miss Rogers, and I don't want to do nursing. And her mother said, thank you very much. You just saved me a lot of money and a lot of time. It's a chance to deep dive and explore, but she said, but I saw a nonprofit I really liked, and I'm going to go into law, and I'm going that way. So a lot of pre-work, K through 9, before a student will pick a pathway and take a deep dive. Keep in mind that they still have English and math and choir and drama and theater and music, and then they have one time during their day where they're in that pathway leading to internships, apprenticeships.
Paul, I'll give this one to you. Can you talk about the importance of entrepreneurship for our young people?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we all aspire to that, and some of us just kind of fall into it. But, you know, it does start with figuring out what your passions are. I mean, you know, this is a great country, and that's kind of what I do now is help build smaller companies, because that's kind of where I started. Kindred was kind of a way station, but you know, it's a great place where failure is embraced. In a lot of countries around the world, you don't get second chances. Here you actually get the benefit, and you get a pat on the back for trying, and sometimes even failing. So I was meeting with a young entrepreneur in town this morning, and you know, I think it's a place where you can form networks, you can form relationships, you can find ideas. You know, some of the simplest things are looking at things day to day that aren't working particularly well, that are inefficient. And people create incredible companies that create tremendous value for society, tremendous economic value. And so I think part of that, though, is finding your passions, going into an area and doing some of the work, and then education obviously plays a hand. You know, for me, I'd had all this healthcare experience, But I went to college, you know, like I said, I was sort of tending bar and bootstrapping my way through college. And then I was like, I panicked. So sophomore year in college, you know, I'd partied all freshman year and all that stuff. And I'm like, I got to get a job. So I studied accounting, and I added some finance courses, and I got a job. But then once I got a job in accounting, and then later I practiced law, I started looking at companies that I thought were interesting. And then I developed a relationship, and somebody asked me to come into the company. And then it happened to be, who would have thought, a healthcare company. And so we started a new healthcare company, and I became a partner in that company. And so you never know what stuff is going to take you. But if you don't have skills, if you don't have that muscle memory, if you haven't developed relationships at work on how to communicate, how to follow directions, you can't create optionality for yourself. So I would tell you that it's a combination of getting out in the working world, trying different things, and getting some education that allow you. So the nurse, you know, can do a lot of different things, can go to law school and become a nurse lawyer, or can, you know, so many different opportunities for people who put themselves out, see ideas. But education matters, work experience matters, and then sometimes, you know, just keeping yourself open to opportunities.
I want to add that I rushed so much through the backpack. One of the skills that is taught is innovation. And students have to demonstrate a body of work that they have been an innovator and a communicator and a collaborator. And those are universal for entrepreneurs. And that, and this is for I want you all to understand, every fifth grader will stand up and tell their body of work. Speak to equity with that. Every fifth grader, every eighth grader, and every 12th grader will have to have that plan to progress to the next level and show, I'm a collaborator, I'm an innovator, and it forces teachers to teach differently if we're going to put those things in the backpack, right? And so the experiences will be more rich and robust and will speak to the entrepreneur spirit that we want to develop in all JCPS students.
And if I could just add to that, that is the toughest skills that we don't find. Collaboration, communication. And so you have to worry a lot, you know, you can learn a lot of technical IT skills, but if you don't know how to share those, if you don't know how to work with others in terms of how to bring those things to market, then, you know, they're not actionable. So it's a very important part of well-rounded entrepreneurs too.
And I would add that Google has a suite of tools called Google for Startups. That it's absolutely free, and GLI has been a wonderful partner in leading these classes as well. So Google for Startups and our Get Your Business Online tools are absolutely free, and we encourage people to start there as well. And when you have this idea and this kind of inclination to start a business or grow your small business, the tools are right there for you as well.
All right. Well, yes, those skills are so important, and we know about that, and JCPS is excited to increase our digital footprint, and I'm excited for my fifth grader to show off his Google Slides in his presentation at his fifth grade defense. So thank you guys very much. Let's hear it again for Paul Diaz, Christy Rogers, and Tia McLaurin Bethea.